Hi everyone, it's Tim and I'm going to do the video now on how to make your own recharging station for the CIAS. This is what one looks like. Well, actually, that's what one will look like when you're done. Alright. It's very simple. Take these off. Oops. We have two magnets. 10-pound magnets, they should be. One of them is not. I cheated a bit because I bought the wrong ones. They were in the wrong aisle, or wrong section. This is what it is. What these are actually. I got it from Princess Auto here in Canada. They're right across Canada. Or you can get them from any surplus store. Excuse me. This is a magnet that's used to put a hook. That's what this red thing is here. It's a hook. And that hook would go onto a metal toolbox or a locker, anything metal. But it comes with a big magnet. If you bought that big magnet separately, it probably cost you about $30. I bought this for $5.99, which is about $4 US, or about $3 in Europe. Cheap. You need two of them. So the important thing with the magnets is that we're going to face them as we just did, like this, and they have to be this side and this side here have to both be north poles, which is the negative energy. Some scientists don't agree with it being negative energy, but we're going to prove to them that it is, because it absolutely is, because that's why it works. If we put a vial between these two, I take a vial and it's exposed to this side of the magnet, it will deactivate it in a second, literally in about 1 second. This side will recharge it if done properly. So how do we find out if we've got the right, having the north pole? That's where our trusty little compass comes in. And you can buy a compass at any dollar store. If you have Norwegian trekking poles or anything with a compass in it, any compass will do. Compass has a long needle in the center. It has a red side and a white side in every compass. Red represents north, white represents south. South is positive, red is negative. But remember, opposites, in magnetism, opposites attract. So we want the white arrow to point to will point to the negative side, and that's what's going on right here. See, white is pointing to the magnet. Hopefully you can see that, and there's enough light. If not, you're going to have to trust me. If I flip it, you can see that. I'm sure you can see the needle flipping at least. White, red, white, red. So we want the white, so we know we have the negative or north pole here. We'll come a little closer, and we'll do it with this one. Again, white. If I flip it, we have red. Flip it, we have white. So that's all you need the compass for, is to identify and make sure you have your north poles. So the white side of the pin in the compass will point to the north, and that's the one you need. And why do you need the north? Well, first of all, remember, as I just stated, opposites attract, but the same or similars repel each other, and that's the whole basis of magnetic motors. Watch what happens. I hope you can see this. Maybe I'll bring it a little closer. I think you can see it about there. So watch what happens when I bring this, and you'll see that I will not touch this magnet. I'll hold it up here so you can see it better. It's magic, folks. David Copperfield is going to be my new nickname. Forget the witch doctor. So here's what we're going to do. What we need to do now is stack these and have the competing energy. This is very hard to try to push. You can see it bouncing. There's no way I can do it. It'll flip. It'll grab the side of this magnet or something, but it won't go directly. Okay, sorry, I thought it was going to move. And it will move. So anyway, you need to make sure it's far enough away from it, because the whole flip, it'll try to flip over to the positive side and attract to it. So if you don't go too close, these are about 2 inches, I guess, which is too close for these magnets. This is what will happen. I'm only doing this to show you. Move it closer. I'm only doing this to show you what will happen if you try to put it too close. It doesn't mean it didn't work. You're just too close, trying to get too close to the magnet. the two, trying to get the magnets too close together. Watch what happens. You can feel the energy. I can set it here, but watch what's about to happen as soon as I let go. See, they're attached to each other at the sides now. So that just means that it's too close. That's no big deal. It just means we need to go a little further. And you can do this with anything, anything non-metal. So you can take a wooden stick. I could actually grab one here. Do I have a small one? Wrong. All right, so I could cheat a little bit. Get the top off of this, but it doesn't matter. I could take a pill bottle, for instance. Put it there, and there we have something working instead of that. It actually works. We put our vials there, but what I'm going to use, just to let you know, anything that could keep them separated far enough so it doesn't flip. So I'm using these. These are about 3 inches. And no, that's not man measurements. These magnets are 3.5, so it's about 3 inches. All right. So we center them there so we have something to stack it upon. It's far enough I can feel the competing energy about here, and you will too. I let it go. Now I know in this area right here, excuse me, in this area right here, I gotta stop doing this and burping every time I do a video because I just finished supper. So sorry. Anyway, yeah, I know I'm rambling. Right in here is competing magnetic energy right now, competing negative energy. And it's that negative energy that we want. So now all we do is take our vials, put them in closest to the center that we can get them, leaving room for air to circulate around them, and I'll explain why in a moment. There, we have 3 vials in there now. And right now they're getting hit with the negative ionic energy. But what's happening at this very moment is that the air around it, or oxygen, is being charged with the negative magnetic energy. But because it's able to travel, as soon as it gets out here, sorry, I need it so that you can see it, it's gone, it's dispersed. So we need to trap it. And that's why I take something like this. We'll do it for you guys. I have a wooden box made. Here we go. So now the oxygen is trapped in there. It's still circulating a little bit. So there's little bits of escape, but it's trapping it in there, and it's circulating around the vials. That circulation around them will charge them, and that's the only difference between the liquid CIAS and the powder, why I couldn't charge the powder, because it just wasn't strong enough, and it couldn't be. But alternative to this is just something I had hanging around. I bought a few of those for things around the lab. You can take this. You can take, that's just, again, a mixing bowl that I have in the lab. I have a large measuring cup. Don't break it. Set that over it, trap it. There's still a spout on both of these where a little bit of oxygen will come out and it'll permit it to circulate around the vials. Here are competing negative energies. You understand white side of the pin on the compass. It will point to the side that you want to touch each other. Cheap magnets, again, between $3 and $6, depending on what type of the part of the world you're in, sorry. Separate them just far enough so that they don't flip over. Put your vials in them. Trap some of that oxygen, or most of it. Let it sit for, when I do mine, I have 10 10-pound magnets, 5 on each side. That works, that's very powerful. This, because it's about 1/5 of that, and I could charge it within a couple of hours. I did my experiment on Thursday. On Friday, I told you it did work. It lasted overnight. I'm still wearing it today. I just checked it about an hour or two ago. Again, it's still active. So this definitely works on the powder. You're going to want to leave it there for 24 to 48 hours. Because this is definitely not as powerful. But you can check it. But remember, after you take it out, go to the YouTube channel, look at the muscle testing. It's also in the CIAS group. Those of you in the private group, if you don't know how to muscle test now, there's nothing I can do to help you, because that's all I talk about. Everybody needs to learn how to muscle test everything. Nothing should enter your body unless you muscle test it. You really need to know that, folks. That'll change your life. But anyway, muscle test your vials along with your cell phone. So what you'll do is you'll muscle test with nothing, the strength with nothing, so your baseline of strength. You'll hold a cell phone in your hand or up against your skin. Muscle test, you will become weak as a kitten. If you don't, there's an issue with your energy. That's a whole nother issue. If you hold the CIAS and your cell phone together, you should turn into the Hulk in complete ridiculous strength and complete lock. I'm saying lock, I don't believe in the whole kinesiology lock. It's increase of strength. But anyway, I've proven that in other videos. I won't get into it because I'll ramble as I always do. That's all you need to do, folks. Compass, magnets, mixing bowl, something to separate the two magnets, whether it's a pill bottle or anything, little pieces of wood you have around the house. 24 to 48 hours, you'll be recharged. That's it, folks. Bye for now.